I'm a lecturer at the School of Social Sciences, where I've been teaching politics and international relations since June of 2018. It's exciting. It's fun. I mean, for me, teaching, and not just teaching, but teaching international politics it's kind of like a nerd dream. It overlaps with my own personal experiences. My dad's in academia, so when I was young, we got to live in different places. And I guess that sort of sparked in me this curiosity about the world, how countries interact and how it's one of the key things that we have in identity. I mean, one of the first things, if you ask someone, if you're in a big room, is you're gonna ask where you're from. So it's always interesting to imagine also the sort of preconceptions that people have. You realize that as humans, we're not really that different. I mean, wherever you go in the world, people want to have happiness. They want to have happiness for their children. They want to be, I don't know, they just want to have a good life. And that's something that's universal. What do you do? What do you take from the lessons from the places that really work to the ones that aren't working? Can we do that? Are there universal values? And if there are, which are they? What's the limit? So I think for me, it's that issue of politics, but politics in a really big context. What I really seek in the classroom with the students is to try to show, let's say, try to dispel some misconceptions. We have these, not even prejudices, but we just have, I don't know, we know just very little, but from the very little we know, we end up jumping to these sort of huge conclusions. So I think in the classroom, what's really interesting is to open people's eyes and give them this sense of, oh, I never thought about that. Because I really think for me, students are like, they're multipliers. So I see whatever it is that I'm teaching, it's not just that student that I have there for like 10, 12 weeks, but it's a citizen. It's someone that can teach something to their parents, to their siblings, to their partners, to the people at work and say, hey, no, I was, this thing in the news, I was in class and I remember, we were discussing something, or to be just curious. I think for me, it's this sort of long-term effect that teachers, and hopefully good teachers, have in their students after years, right? It's just people that help you understand things better. Hopefully, I'm contributing my little piece to so many puzzles that are out there. If everybody is giving little pieces and everybody's helping other people think differently, the snowball effect that you have in the end is just better knowledge, is just more precise, it's just more correct, it's more nuanced. I think ultimately what you really want is to make people think differently. It's like, oh, I never thought about that. I mean, eventually what would be nice is to have not only influence other researchers, but to also be able to influence policymakers. I mean, that's sort of one of the big goals for the stuff that I'm doing, which really relates to foreign policy. And it's not just for me, the specific research that I do, but sometimes it's the fact that when you're collaborating with other people, you also create all of these other, imagine like a drop of water that falls and you have all of those circles and all of that sort of repercussion. So I think that's what research does, is that even though you can be, that just a little drop, there is an impact. And once you have a lot of it, you can actually make things change and make things move. That's what I think that's just fascinating about the social sciences, is that you're looking at individuals, but you're looking at them as they belong into groups. And I think if you really want to solve most of the world's problems, you need to do it through policy. And that's why I think for me, policy is probably the key thing, because you can think about anything in the world, any single problem, any single thing you're interested in, and it will be related to policy in one way or another. So for me, policy is just at the center of human activity. So it's convenient for me that I get to teach in social sciences.